I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and as much as I hate to say it, there are people out there that still need physical QWERTY keyboards. They either just can't get used to the on-screen keyboards, maybe they send and receive hundreds of emails a day. Well, my friends, there are a couple of Android options that are available to you, and there's one more now at AT&T, the Samsung Captivate Glide. Now this brings the power of Android, a full QWERTY keyboard, and TouchWiz 4.0 together into one pretty nifty little package. It's available now at AT&T, and it's packing some decent specs. Now, is this a device to get? Should you go with something else? Maybe try for a bigger phone with like a 4.5-inch display? We'll take a look in the unboxing, but first, give some love to my boys at Best Buy. When you walk into Best Buy Mobile to get this, or the Focus S, or whatever phone, they're unbiased. They'll help you pick which carrier you should go with without any bias, whether it's Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, or Sprint. They'll make sure you get what's best for you. Let's take a look at it. Samsung Captivate Glide. Is this the slider you should buy? Let's go find out. When you really think about it, there aren't very many keyboard options on AT&T. You have the BlackBerry series, so you have the Bold 9900, you have the Torch, and then you have stuff like the Sharp FX, but you really don't have a good keyboard Android option. We'll enter the Samsung Captivate Glide. Now this is a member of, or it's very similar in a lot of ways to the Galaxy S2 line. So it's packing TouchWiz 4, it's packing Android 2.3.5, and it has a pretty decent feature set as well. So we're going to go ahead and open this up and take a look and see. Quick start. Samsung Captivate Glide. Say that 3 times fast. Glide, guide. And let's go ahead and open this up. Texting and driving, it can wait. Sure can. It's a good looking phone with an 8-megapixel camera on the back, and it has a dual-core 1 GHz NVIDIA Tegra 2 processor. So it's pretty decent on the specs front as well. With that, it's got a 1,650 milliamp hour battery, a 4-inch Super AMOLED display, and like I was saying before, it's running Android 2.3.5 with TouchWiz version 4. So it's got quite a bit out of the box, but what it really has is that nice 4-row QWERTY keyboard. So if you're somebody that sends and receives emails, sends and receives a lot of text messages, this may be the device for you. Health, safety, and warranty guide, you got that. Got your battery down here in the bottom, and then you got your USB cable, and you got your AC adapter module, both of which double up. I won't even take those out of the box because you know what they look like by now. Those double up and combine together to be your charger. So pop in a USB cable into the AC adapter module, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and get the battery in this bad boy, get it started up, move all this junk out of the way, and we'll see what it can do here. So like I said, 1,650 milliamp hour battery. Special thanks to AT&T for hooking us up with a review unit. Always nice of them to do that. So we're going to pop the SIM card in here, and let's get this baby powered up. Now it is an HSPA Plus device. It supports HSPA Plus up to 21 megabits per second. So it's not an LTE device. What it is it's a 4G non-LTE device, which I'm kind of wondering is AT&T rolls out LTE, how they're going to market it, between the two different types of 4G they offer, HSPA Plus, and then of course what I would consider to be, true 4G LTE, which is available in 15 markets, Charlotte included. So this isn't an LTE device, it is an HSPA Plus device. It says it'll support speeds up to 21 megabits per second. In reality, you're never going to see those. I'd expect to see speeds maybe between 4 and 8, somewhere between there, megabits per second on a good day. So we're going to go ahead and click on the Android to begin. We're going to skip this just so we can get in and take a look at the device. And next. And there it is. So like I said, Android 2.3.5, 4-inch display, Super AMOLED display, so it's a good looking display. It's not Super AMOLED Plus, but still packing a decent display. 4 inches is a nice little sweet spot. That's what the G2X had when it came out on T-Mobile. And it's a nice little sweet spot between these huge, 4.65, 4.7-inch displays and the small 3.5-inch displays like what's found on the iPhone 4S. So it's a good looking phone here. We've got 7 home screens, TouchWiz 4, so you can see, even though it is, it's a dual-core 1 gigahertz processor, which is still very fast, but, there have been processors that have surpassed it, 1.2, 1.5 gigahertz CPUs. It still runs really well. You get AT&T Code Scanner, Family Map out of the box, featured apps. You get AT&T Navigator as well. You get My AT&T, Live TV, Social Hub, which is a Samsung program, Quick Light, and then Yellow Pages Mobile. Now the good thing is if you go in here, I wonder what that is. You go in here and you go down to Applications, which I missed, Manage Applications. We're here to Family Map, for example. You can uninstall it. AT&T's been really good lately about not only letting you sideload applications, as you can see here, but also letting you uninstall applications. So you can see it's running H+, so it is running HSPA Plus right now. And you can see again Android 2.3.5, so it's running relatively quick. You can see messaging here, and you can see it's got that custom AT&T messaging icon with the 2 different little text boxes as opposed to, I'm always big on looking at those little quirks like that make a device different from carrier to carrier, and that's what you're going to see there. So let's load up messaging and take a look. And first of all, that's how it looks in landscape mode, and you can see the difference here and portrait and landscape. Again, very similar to the Galaxy S2 line of devices and very powerful as well. It's nice that it has a dual-core CPU. So we'll take a look here. 4-inch display, stock Android keyboard here, the gingerbread keyboard. You also get the Samsung keypad and swipe out of the box. So you get a couple of different options, and we can either type here let's see, what's the rumor dog ready to do? The rumor dog is sniffing out Black Friday deals. The rumor dog is sniffing out Black Friday deals. So you have the on-screen keyboard. Of course, you can use it here as well if you wanted to. Then you can pop this open and take advantage of this nice roomy 4-row QWERTY keyboard with your shortcut buttons over here on the side. So let's take a look. Hey there, how are you doing? A little bit hard to type on. Maybe the keys are a little bit too chiclety, a little bit too spaced apart. You got a nice D-pad over here with OK. And but otherwise, you know, it's nice to have the keyboard period. But let's try it again. Let's say the phone dog is happy to be alive. So I think, you know, the thing for me, just after, you know, a few seconds of typing on it, these keys, they're very roomy, they're spaced far apart, which is a good thing, but if you'll notice, you know, I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you can kind of get an idea. They're not raised out of the keyboard. They're very flush with this piece of metal that's here back, you know, backing up the keyboard. So it's kind of hard to get a real tactile feel on the keyboard. I think that's what's causing the issues here. Hey there, because it's hard to kind of, you know, you can't really space over and say, okay, there's a key, with the exception of the, you know, F and J that have the little thing on them. It's kind of hard to figure out which key. So I'd have a hard time, you know, typing with, you know, without looking at the phone and seeing, you know, which key is which. It'd be hard to type on. So again, nice to have a physical QWERTY, but from my 5 or 10 seconds, I have to do some more testing for the full review. But just based on my initial impression there, it's not the best keyboard on the market. Still nice to have it though, but I have seen better. Let's take a look at web really quickly and get an idea of that as well. PhoneDog.com. It feels like some keys are more tactile than others. Obviously, that's, you know, it could be a manufacturing thing that can also be worked out over time. You know, the more you type on it, the more responsive it is. But you can really see very fast device. That dual-core processor, and it's a Tegra 2 processor at that. Really fast, a little bit of no lag, maybe a little bit of checkerboarding in the browser, but the page isn't even loaded yet, and the pinch to zoom is that impressive. So TouchWiz 4.0, I mean, they just have knocked it out of the park with TouchWiz 4.0, and all the devices have done really well. And, you know, with combination of Android 2.3 and TouchWiz 4.0. So you can see PhoneDog loaded up right here. Very quick and easy to pinch to zoom. And I can go over here and add a second window, and it picks up right where I left off when I go back. So I'm seeing little to no lag over here. Very impressed with that. And then here's my notification bar, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS flight mode, and screen rotation. So if you're coming from a Galaxy S2 device, you're immediately going to notice that the screen size is a little bit smaller, but, you know, still very manageable at 4 inches. And it's not as thick as I thought it would be for a device with a full QWERTY keyboard. Take a look at this in comparison to the Galaxy Nexus, for example. Take a look at this in comparison to, and it does have a case on it, but the iPhone 4S. And then take a look at it in comparison to the Motorola Droid Razr, which is a very, very thin device. It's not bad at all. It's definitely manageable. And overall, it's a good-looking device that's worthy of consideration on AT&T. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com with the Samsung Captivate Glide. We'll take a look at this and see if it's one of the best Samsung devices made, if there are better devices available on AT&T. We'll take a look and the full review, and stay tuned for dogfight coverage as well of the Samsung Captivate Glide. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're always doing giveaways. We're always on there. Check us out, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think about this device. If you need that keyboard, if you don't need it, if you're holding out for a better Android device, you're holding out for a better iPhone, whatever, let me know. PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks for watching. As always, we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.